past couple years, I've been seeing fucking tons of companies jump on the bandwagon, boarding the hype train, and dry humping the living shit out of virtual reality. Ever since the Oculus Rift went front and center and was leading the charge to go and bring virtual reality back to the forefront and bring this shit in full effect back to the masses to go and re-interest them in something that decades ago we thought would never be possible because virtual reality is so futuristic and was something that was so uncanny to think that we'd be able to experience all this lifelike shit in a headset that's strapped to our fucking head meat that we're seeing with our eyeballs. We're just like, wow, that's so amazing. It's like I'm really there. And then you have shit like the Virtual Boy, which is just ugh. And you never want to think about that, and if you do think about that, it just gives you some kind of headache. But at least Teleroboxer was good, so we do got that. But, to the point, Oculus Rift was pretty much a front runner for all of this. I mean, we've seen a lot of other things go and show up. We have, for example, the Microsoft HoloLens, which is completely different from all the other virtual reality sets, and is trying to set itself apart. We have the PlayStation virtual reality set. Holy shit! Sony's going and jumping in on this. So is it going to be just gaming? Will this be able to hook up the PC? We have ones that are going to be based off of Samsung technology, which isn't all that surprising because Samsung has their hands in all sorts of shit. But there's a fucking ton of companies out there who want to be there and not be left out. Oculus Rift got scooped up by Facebook. They threw their fucking money cocks right down the throats of the Oculus Rift people, and they're like, yeah, we own that bitch, go and give that to us. So, guess what? Now they own that. And the Oculus Rift pre-orders just went live. Pre-orders, which I was really interested in, because there was one thing that was on everybody's mind when it came to something like this, and it wasn't just the experience, because, well, they've had the headsets all over the place. I've seen them at conventions, I've seen them in actual people's homes being tested live on video streams, all sorts of shit. I've read reviews, I've seen people go and talk about movies they've experienced that way, music they've experienced that way, video games they've experienced that way, all sorts of crazy shit. But then, pre-orders went live, the price point. Now, what would be a good price for a headset like this? And I was talking about this just recently with Shane from Re-Res and quite a few other people, and the first thing that had come to mind was, if this thing is too expensive, it's automatically going to push tons of motherfuckers away just with the price alone. Because this is something, keep in mind, this is a novelty experience, whether anybody wants to go and admit it or not. This is going to be a novelty experience that is already catering to a pretty niche crowd. $600. You can hear the fucking flatulent flatline as soon as that comes up. $600, and that's the price here in the United States. Up in Canada, it's over $800. I don't even want to know what the fuck it's gonna cost in Australia. The poor fucking Aussies, man, they will get fucking bled dry. They'll be like, so, firstborn, mortgage on the house, I think you'll be taking one out, and I don't know, I mean, maybe a couple organs, you know, we got that black market shit going on, so, you know, you could do without some of that stuff. You know, you'll be light, you know, New Year's resolution, you want to lose some weight, we're fucking helping you. So, Oculus Rift is $600, and let's also get the other elephant in the room out of the way. If you want to get anything like an Oculus Rift and have the full experience, the way that it's supposed to be experienced, you're going to have a top-of-the-line like PC. Plain and simple. If you do not have some top-of-the-line shit right now for this to be hooked up to, then you're shit out of luck. So you're gonna have to pay a premium for this experience and have to pay a premium just to get this experience to fucking function correctly. That already makes shit so much worse, because that means that you're going to have to take that broadened market that you had and shrink it so much more, and then shrink it again, and then shrink it again. so much fucking trinket you'd swear it's cold out. But that's no way to go and start things off, and this should really scare the living shit out of all the other companies out there, but it should also give them a good idea of how they should approach things. You figure the Oculus Rift is going to be the first one out the gates, and they get to test the waters. Even though they were the front runner, they're also the guinea pig. When you think about it, they have to go out there and do this fucking dance and see if they can get anybody interested in this. And that's where I'm kind of curious. Are you able to go and sell this to the average everyday consumer? Anybody out there who's got a laptop, who's got a tablet, who's got a PC, who doesn't matter what fucking operating system you're running. It can be Linux, it can be it can be Apple, it can be Microsoft. It doesn't fucking matter. You know, are you able to go and sell this to average everyday consumers? Sure, there's going to be people out there that have money to burn on their electronics, and they love that shit, and they always want to dabble in something new. I know tons of people that love that shit. You know, they just live and breathe tech, and that's fucking great. I love technology too. Would I ever drop $600 on an Oculus Rift? No. Would I drop $500? No. Would I drop $400? No. $300? You're getting closer to something I might be comfortable with. So, we're already talking in half, and I'm somebody that enjoys buying new technology. I'm the perfect kind of candidate that they want to go and pander to. And I'm still not. And I understand, yes, I am only one person. There's going to be people out there who will defend us tooth and nail, say, yeah, but look at what you're getting. You know, you have to pay for all the quality that this is going to have because it's all custom parts inside of it, which is going to be, namely, one of the reasons why it's so fucking expensive, that they couldn't just outsource this to another company and manufacture the parts in bulk and then just throw this shit together in a completely separate plant. No, this shit is very customized, and it makes a lot of sense. That means that they get to own the patents on everything, and they have full control and customization over the entire thing, no matter what. That comes at a price. And that also comes at an even bigger price, something much more steep, and that's whether or not you can convince people that they need to have this. You can have a multi-monitor setup. You could have one big-ass screen. You can have some little bullshit. You can just bust out your fucking smartphone. You can have this shit on a projector. It doesn't matter. There are so many different ways for you to go and have an experience visually. And this is something completely different, and I get that. You know, I've got to read up on all sorts of different things just talking about how atmospheric it can be whenever you're playing something. You know, some of the horror games being combined with this just sound fucking amazing. But would I pay $600 to have that experience, or will I sit in front of my 55-inch 4K monitor, TV, display, whatever the fuck you want to consider it, that's hooked up to my $2,000 gaming PC? Guess the fuck what? I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna go with my big-ass screen because it's already there. That's what I'm gaming on all the fucking time, except for the CRT that's upstairs, because, I mean, you need it for the older systems, I'm sorry. Unless you got all the fancy cables, but that's a topic for a different video. But this is just, I don't see this working. You know, and I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong in that everybody just jumps on this, because I had already seen that the traffic for the website was so intense that the site has gone down more than once. That's pretty damn good. You know, considering that Oculus Rift is a name that a lot of people, well, even if you're into it or not into it, you at least have heard of it. And I'm sure there's going to be some people like, I haven't heard of it. I'm like, alright, fine, there is going to be some people, but there are a lot of folks out there who've at least heard of it in passing. So this is at least like, it's garnering some kind of attention, but there's going to be folks out there that want to be the first to go and pick something like this up. So are the initial day one sales going to be reflective of what it's going to be like in the long term? No, it's not. Because you figure that people that will show up day one to go and buy something just because it's brand new, that's everywhere and anywhere. I can't tell you the amount of abysmal failures within the world of tech that were great and thrived on day one, on week one, on month one, and then later that year, you couldn't even blue light special, bargain bin, clearance sale, fire sale, anything, just fucking take it, I'll blow you. Look, glory hole right here, it's fine, just fucking take it. That's the kind of shit that could potentially happen, potentially. But there's also what I had brought up before. This also means that plenty of other companies who are working on the same exact shit are going to look at this and learn from their mistakes, because they're going to see the hurdles that they overcome. They're going to see all the feedback that they get about this. They could stumble across user comments, reviews, reactions, anything. They could see that, learn from that, and then plan accordingly. Or just be completely and utterly stupid and arrogant and think that, you know, well, we'll just put it out and we'll do a lot better because you have a lot of companies that do shit like that because, well, damn it, when you have a bunch of people in suits that don't know what the fuck they're really doing, but they get to make the decisions anyway, that kind of shit happens sometimes. But $600 price point, it's not going to do it for somebody, at least like me. And even when it's cut in half, you know, when I think about that price point, I also have to look at like this. For $600, what else could I buy? Cut it in half for $300, what else could I buy, comparatively? So that's something else you have to think about. Do I really need an experience like that? Is it going to be so different? Is it going to be so immersive that I must have this? That the price point will justify the experience and vice versa? Like, I'm sure that many people could go and argue a point like that, but $600 for fresh tech that isn't proven, that's well beyond risky. And $600? Sorry, don't care how much you're fucking making. To me, that's a lot. That's a lot of fucking money. Anything that's like hundreds is a lot to me. But for some shit like this, just not feeling it right now. I would like to try one out. I would like to go and get immersed into some horror games to experience them in a way that I've never gotten to try before, but I'm not willing to shell out that much money to go and do that. I'm fine with just plopping my happy ass down in front of a big ass fucking TV, sit there with pizza rolls on one side and a beer on the other, and just play to my heart's content. Happy as a pig in shit, just like, yay! Oh, wait, what the fuck, man? Oh, man, because jump scares are awesome as fuck. But $600 for the Oculus Rift. Yay? Nay? Which one is it? I'm curious for everybody out there, because I can imagine that there's going to be a lot of differing opinions on this. I can imagine tons of people are going to say, that's actually a lot cheaper than I was expecting, considering everything that's under the hood. Then there's going to be a lot of people out there that are just like, well, I wasn't interested in VR to begin with, and if it's coming at this price, then I sure as fuck won't be interested in it at all. And then you have folks out there who are interested, but are like me. Interested, but not willing to drop that kind of change on that shit. Because $600, that's a lot of loot. Don't give a fuck how you go and put it. It's a lot. Anyway, this is AlphaOmegaSin, as always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers game the fuck on.